see the Q&A box on your screen, you can find it in the toolbox on the left. Finally, we also have closed captioning below if you'd like to follow along with the live transcript. You can also change the language of the closed captioning using the drop-down menu in the closed captioning window. And with that, let's begin.
Hello, everyone. My name is Joe, and thanks so much for joining us as we explore ways to keep an organization's team connected, no matter where they are, and increase collaboration and productivity. You know, in today's interconnected world, the concept of the workplace has undergone a significant transformation, right? Advancements in technology and the rise of remote work has caused businesses to redefine how they operate, how they connect, and how they collaborate. And no one is feeling the challenges this situation creates more than small businesses. It's no longer accurate to refer to a company as simply the office. It should more correctly be called the connected workplace, because that's really what it's become, right? An environment where employees work seamlessly from anywhere in the world. And today we're going to be exploring some of the specific challenges small businesses face in this new normal, as well as some success strategies that can help create a workplace where collaboration and productivity thrive. Of course, a primary way to create a connected workplace is by using digital tools and platforms. The right technology stack can empower employees to work efficiently and collaboratively, no matter where they're located. But choosing the technology solutions to make that happen, that's tough. Now, a non-technological way to promote collaboration is to foster a company culture of transparency and open communication. When employees are encouraged to share ideas and feedback openly without judgment or fear of reprisal, businesses can use these diverse perspectives to drive innovation and achieve common goals. But what if your team is scattered all around the city or country or globe, and they're using all sorts of different devices? How can they share their thoughts and ideas quickly and easily? Well, that brings us back to collaborative technology. And let's meet our experts who's going to be exploring specific ways technology, powerful, smart, and reliable technology, can create the technological foundation that is required to drive collaboration in today's connected workplace. First, we have Craig Ward, Director of Solutions Engineering at T-Mobile for Business, where he provides world-class business solutions and support to current and future customers. Now, Craig leads the solutions engineering team that supports small to medium businesses. And when he isn't solving customer challenges, he loves to fish. And for those that can relate here, a big part of fishing's allure, pun intended, is the ability to, switch off and enjoy some quiet time. But Craig is keenly aware that while disconnecting is great for a while, it's equally important to have the ability to quickly and dependably reconnect and collaborate when necessary. Now, our other guest speaker is Vinod Sundaraj, T-Mobile for Business's Senior Director of Product Management. Now, Vinod is responsible for a portfolio of industry-leading solutions around modern communications and secure connectivity for SMB, enterprise, education, and state, local, and federal government customers. And when he isn't delivering innovative solutions, Vinod is an avid Golden State Warriors fan, and volunteer coach for his local middle school basketball team. His coaching experience has reinforced for him the value of a team seamlessly working and collaborating to achieve a common goal, in this case, a winning season, which echoes the importance of an organization's team seamlessly connecting and collaborating to achieve a common goal, in this case, a winning fiscal year, right? All right, let's go ahead and jump in right away. Craig, I'm going to start by asking you our first question, and Vinod, you can jump in with your views as well, of course. So here we go. So, Craig, how can 5G connectivity empower workers and lead to enhanced productivity, better collaboration, and increased organizational flexibility?
Thanks, Joe, for the warm welcome and the opportunity to discuss the ever-changing workplace environment that so many of our small businesses are trying to navigate. I think businesses of all sizes share the goal of keeping their workers connected and productive no matter where they are working from throughout the day. As you touched on in your opening statement, today's modern workforces require the ability to work from anywhere with access to the same tools, applications, and access to company information across a multitude of different devices. Let's face it, employees today rely on more connected devices to remain productive than they ever have before. Each worker often has a unique set of job responsibilities, which requires a combination of personal and professional and events. A recent study from Gartner showed that the average worker now carries 3 to 4 different devices with them at any one time. And so, this question I think really hits the key pain point for many of our business owners, Joe. How can a small business keep their employees productive while they're on the go? And how do we provide a reliable, consistent experience across all those different devices? Well, the good news is with the advancements in wireless networks, we now all have the power to leverage high-speed 5G. This 5th generation of wireless networks, they provide a similar speed and experience as what we all enjoy at our homes in a cable internet type world. So think about a 5G connected device having a similar experience as what you would have with a wired device. The flexibility, though, is that 5G connected device can travel with you any place you go. So that's going to allow you to drastically improve your productivity and collaboration with coworkers when you're outside the traditional office space. So let's look at a few of the benefits of a 5G connected worker when you're looking at your small business strategy around the connected workforce. So 5G, as I mentioned earlier, those wireless networks that now exist can provide a consistent, always on, always connected experience for the end user. This eliminates employee downtime or periods of being offline. Basically, having a reliable connection anywhere you travel is going to greatly improve the employee's work from anywhere experience. The 5G speeds that we now have on modern networks enable the ability to transfer large files and data sets at a very, very fast speeds, much faster than the legacy 3G and 4G type connections that we've all been using the last decade. This allows employees to get their work done faster, more efficiently, facilitating faster decision making and being able to complete their tasks faster. That high-speed 5G connection really does allow for enhanced productivity while we're on the go. This could include video calls, virtual meetings, real-time collaboration tools, fostering teamwork, regardless of where you are across the United States. And with 5G, workers now maintain the access to the critical applications and data that they need when they're on the go. That's increasing their flexibility and productivity outside of that traditional office work environment. Lastly, 5G supports a vast number of connected devices today. So when we look at all of the devices that have 5G embedded, it really enables the integration of all types of different applications, including new emerging solutions like security cameras, IoT sensors, even fixed wireless applications at remote work sites. So to sum it up there, Joe, with reliable 5G connectivity, organizations can really transform their work environment. They can offer, if they desire, flexible work arrangements to employees, and they can empower those employees to work effectively from anywhere while staying connected and productive.
That's awesome. Vinod, anything you'd like to add in this particular question?
I think Craig was pretty extensive and thorough with this response. I mean, the only thing to say here is that wireless connectivity is a given nowadays, and support for employer mobility and supporting them to work from anywhere is the key, I would say, measure that businesses of all sizes need to adapt and take and basically take in to drive productivity. I feel that 5G provides you the next generation of wireless, speeds and user experience. And it's available, for all businesses to take advantage of. And I think Craig thoroughly covered all the other aspects of what it can do.
Oh, that's great. Thank you for that. I appreciate that. All right, so let me direct this next question to Vinod, back to you. So how can small businesses enable their employees to work smarter and more efficiently from virtually anywhere? And what are some innovative, scalable, and cost-effective solutions?
Yeah, very good question. And again, it is a continuum from the previous actually question. At the core of, I would say, any enterprise, be it a small enterprise or a large enterprise or nonprofit organization, is the employee. Anything that a business should do to in order to influence better business outcomes needs to start with empowering the employee to be a very highly productive employee wherever they work from. So, and with what happened, a few years back with respect to the pandemic and the shift that we have seen in workplaces, um, you know, uh, this shift that happened after the pandemic is here to stay. You know, it may not be a remote first kind of world, but definitely it is more like a hybrid kind of world, and there are a lot more people out and about empowering our businesses as a sales organization, as a marketing organization. They may be at the airports, they may be, out of their office environments or back in their office environments. Wherever they are, they need to be productive. So to be able to do that very well, I think the first thing any business needs to account for is to embrace mobile technology. They should encourage the use of mobile, smartphones, tablets, equipped with appropriate business applications, which provide for increased flexibility and productivity on the go to the employees. The next step that they can look at is to adopt mobile first applications. So by enabling the organization to offer a business line, for to any smartphone, what happens is that uh, basically the employees really would like to have the freedom of choice when it comes to devices that they are using to be productive, and the business needs to enable it. However, asking the employee to share the burden of costs with respect to accessing these business applications may not be the right thing to do. There are solutions available today where a business essentially can offer the employee a number without having to actually give them a phone or a line actually to make them productive. That option is always available, but this is another way to kind of like have a solve for it where the employee wants to just have one or two devices and not more than that. So again, embrace mobile first applications, which also provide the business the flexibility to offer a business line to the employee would be a good first step to take. The next thing would be to implement essentially cloud-based collaboration tools. So as a small business, I would imagine that the business organization may not have too many people being able to support IT needs. In some cases, it may be just the owner of the small business enterprise that does everything. In these cases, it is prudent for these organizations to actually adopt cloud-based technologies, starting from cloud-based collaboration and productivity applications, for their employees. On that front, there are various platforms available today, from the likes of Google Workspace to Microsoft 365, and there are very specific SaaS specialists offering solutions for seamless communication, file sharing, and project management tools. Um, so not only should the organization be able to provide all these tools and services that are easy to access and use for their employees, they should also make sure that they are being accessed in a secure manner. Therefore, I would say, small businesses should definitely consider, VPN, virtual private network technology, or maybe a remote desktop technology to be able to provide their employees with secure access to company resources and applications. Um, and expanding on that, all these applications and tools that they adopt, they need to be, in a way for them to, to have the flexibility to easily deploy them and manage them as integrated solutions. And there are some vendors who are specializing in providing small businesses with vertically integrated solutions that offer video, voice calling, and conferencing capabilities, all in a very cost-effective package. In some cases, they also include what we call as contact center solutions to improve sales and support team productivity and also communications with their customers. And this is all provided to them in one AI powered application. And our small businesses should look into that as well. Other than tools, applications, and services, one of the things that for a small business in today's world to succeed would be, it depends on the context of the business, but generally speaking, they should allow employees to work remotely or in a hybrid manner in order to get the best productivity out of their employees. They should encourage the use of task automation. There are various software tools available to automate repetitive tasks and streamline actions that drive the business for the small business. They should also encourage an environment of trust and accountability where the business is focusing on results than essentially, the number of hours that they're tracking through clocking in and clocking out and things like that. So I think with all these kind of mobility first tools, cloud-based applications, employees are pretty much working anytime, anywhere. So giving that additional flexibility with trust would probably foster a better environment and a more productive environment for the small businesses. Next would be to also invest in training and development. So all these tools and services are designed and developed to be easy to use, and they are pretty intuitive. But it still doesn't take away the need to have employees going through some regular training and development so that they are staying on top of these tools to be more productive every day. And finally, I would say from a small business perspective, they need to continuously evaluate and adopt new technologies to adapt to essentially address their business needs. No more is this world of software and hardware tools a domain of just the enterprises, large enterprises. I think there are plenty of products available for small business to be highly successful in whatever they're trying to accomplish using technology.
Well, that was very comprehensive, and thank you so much. Craig, you have anything to add here?
Joe, I think Vinod did a great job of summarizing what we look for in a strategy for collaboration tools. One of the important items when we build out a strategy for a new collaboration tool is to make sure that all employees are adopting that new technology. So getting everybody comfortable with the education, as Vinod alluded to, education, comfortability of using that application, and really leading from the front. All the leaders need to be able to utilize that application. If only half your organization is utilizing that new tool, you're missing out on the benefits of that collaboration tool. So if you have half your organization utilizing a new collaboration tool, but yet half are still using text messaging or some type of other messaging app, then you're not going to realize the full benefits of what you're rolling out. So my advice would be, when you get a new technology in place, roll it out, get everybody excited about utilizing it, and make sure your leadership and everyone is leading from the front using that technology every day.
Just to add to what Craig just mentioned, I think employees want choice and flexibility. So even if an organization picks a tool and wants to standardize on that particular tool, there may always be this need that, hey, I need to be able to support my employees as well. To address those kind of concerns, many of these application providers have a wide variety of integrations with other partner products. So a small business can just look into a suitable choice where their standardized application is integrated with the applications of their employees' choice as well. So they do have several options for that.
Fantastic. Absolutely. I'm going to direct this next question back to Craig here. So here's the question. With the new work from anywhere atmosphere, what collaboration and communication tools can small businesses implement and are needed in today's mobile first environment?
Well, I think that's a very important question. And it leads me back to when you're building out your collaboration strategy for your small business, you gotta think differently. The days of just communicating over email are long gone. I know that if you want to reach me in my world, you have to be able to utilize the tools that my organization has rolled out versus email. Email is probably the last thing that's going to get my attention, given the volume of email that comes in on a daily basis. But the collaboration tools that we have in place, you can reach out to people in basically real time. Most companies now have adopted those tools to be able to have real time communication. So, in the days of past, it might be an email or phone call. Most companies now have adapted some type of collaboration tool and standardized on how to get in touch with people very quickly. So the good news is that most all of the collaboration and communication tools that we use in the industry today have created mobile friendly application versions, which Vinod touched on earlier. That is so important that you don't just pick an application that sits on your desktop or sits on your laptop. You've got to have the flexibility to have it on a mobile device, whether that's a tablet or a smartphone, whatever your devices of choice are, those applications need to be able to reach across those different devices. So when you're considering what your collaboration strategy, what tools you're going to use, make sure you consider ease of use along with the application support for all the devices that your teams are using. You may have Mac OS devices, you may have Windows devices. You probably have a mix of Apple and Google devices for your mobile workers. Make sure that the applications that you choose work well across all those different devices. So I'll give you a few examples here. Some of the video conferencing examples that we see very, very well adopted in small business include WebEx, Microsoft Teams, Dialpad, even Zoom in some cases. These platforms all offer video conferencing, screen sharing, collaboration features. They allow teams to connect remotely from any type of device, even when they're on the go. So those best in class applications from a video conferencing perspective are really going to be based on what other applications you probably have in your ecosystem. So we start looking at other ways of communication. That would include best-in-class messaging applications. So along the same line, there's applications like Microsoft Teams that do both messaging applications as well as video conferencing. We have solutions like Dialpad that can integrate those two use cases. We have standalone messaging applications such as Slack. And each of those are great for messaging, for quick communication, file sharing, screen sharing, but team collaboration in real time is really what you're after with those applications.
Yeah, fantastic. So Vinod, anything you could add there?
Yeah, I mean, messaging is a very key phenomena in today's world. Anybody, I mean, from I would say personal usage perspective, I think we make fewer calls and spend more time on messaging. And that continues to be a growing trend in the business use cases as well. So messaging is very key. There are different types of messaging that needs within an organization: one-to-one messaging, one-to-many messaging. As organizing yourselves as groups and being able to do just group-based messaging. So if you take, for example, a dentist's office, the doctor may want to message with the dental assistants, or the dental assistants may want to be a group of their own and message amongst them. So there are various needs here, and there are various applications that can be utilized to cater to those needs. In some cases, there may be some compliance sensitivity also involved here. Even if you're a small business, let's say you're a law office, insurance, or as I said, a clinic, a doctor's office, Your needs are not, from a compliance perspective, very different from a large institution. You still need to meet those compliance regulations. So there are specific products, including Movius, Multiline, and other products that can be utilized to ensure the communications are easy and secure as well.
Yeah, good stuff. All right, I'm going to start with Craig with this next question. Now, Craig, we know that managing a hybrid workforce poses a unique set of challenges. So how can 5G solutions help here in terms of secure connectivity and real-time collaboration?
Yeah, I agree, Joe, 100%. As we heard earlier in the session, hybrid remote workers demand those solutions that'll work anywhere with a consistent experience, no matter where they're connected from. So any solution that you deploy that leverages 5G for connectivity will actually provide an enhanced experience to the end user because it is a consistent experience. You get the same experience no matter where you are on that 5G network. And it is a secure, trusted connection for all the different types of collaboration you're going to do. It's a secure, trusted connection because it's the same connection. Whether I'm in Washington or Texas, it's actually the same 5G network, and I can do the same type of work across that network with all the tools that I'm used to using. So for those of us that use it every day, we know firsthand 5G networks offer a much faster and more reliable connection than previous wireless network technologies. Previously, most of us utilized 4G. And so that 5G connection provides us seamless communication and collaboration for when we're remote and when we're outside the office. So let's kind of walk through the benefits of the 5G connected worker for our audience so they can kind of bring some of those benefits back to their business. As I mentioned, the most obvious benefit is high-speed internet with much lower latency. Latency is basically just how fast your information is able to make a round trip. So if I send you a message, you send me a message back, how fast is that round trip transit time for that message or any type of data you're sending? So lower the latency, the better your network is performing. And when we have high speed and low latency, we really get real-time collaboration. And that's super important for things like video conferencing, as well as video calls. That higher bandwidth allows for larger transfer files. If you have a big file to upload or to download. And so anything that requires intensive download upload capabilities, 5G is going to be much better for. Another goal for your business is really to ensure that all of your employees are using a secure connectivity solution when they're away from the office. The scariest part about having everybody having their own devices is you don't know what Wi-Fi connections or what type of networks they're connecting to. So if you have the ability to deploy a 5G network, you now know that advanced security encryption is in place no matter where they are, and you can ensure that your data is kept private and protecting sensitive business information in the ever-growing world where we have security threats popping up on a daily basis. So if you're building a mobile workforce enablement strategy, including 5G in your strategy will basically allow your employees to work from anywhere, across that high-speed internet connection, and enable them to stay connected and collaborate with regardless of the location.
Excellent. Vinod, you got anything here?
Yeah, absolutely. Agree with Craig. 5G is going to be the kind of the go-to choice for network connectivity. For a workforce that's more spread out and mobile. Not only that, in case of small businesses, there can be reduced reliance on older technologies like Wi-Fi, and they can adopt 5G more readily because of the reliability and the ubiquity of the connections that they have, and they can continue to start a conversation from within business premise, and business doesn't end within the boundaries of your physical location. It continues outside of that location. So 5G provides you that freedom to continue your business and not be restrained or restricted to a specific business location. So that's something to keep in mind.
Excellent. Okay, here's a question I want to start with Craig here. Craig, what collaboration tools can small businesses start implementing today?
Excellent question, Joe. Something most small business owners probably struggle with doing this on their own. it's really important to have a trusted partner in your corner that can help you choose the right tool for your specific needs. The digital transformation that we're all a part of today is here, and there's so many options that you really need a trusted consultant by your side to help you gather what the specific needs are for your business and recommend the right solution for the job. I'll touch on a few of the more popular applications that small business can quickly implement today. One of the emerging options is really getting a suite of products, and so there's a couple vendors that provide a suite of products to cover everything we talked about today. We talked about, how do you do video conferencing? How do you incorporate instant messaging, file sharing? So Microsoft and Google are the two big suite companies in this space for small business. Microsoft Office has the ability to provide video conferencing. It also has the ability to do chat, file storage, application sharing, document collaboration, cloud storage for your documents. Both those big hitters there with Microsoft and Google can provide a complete solution for you versus finding individual applications for each use case. That being said, there is a whole new world of artificial intelligence around us as well. So there are some companies that are leading in the artificial intelligence world as far as taking your day-to-day conversations, your video calls, your conference calls. There's some companies like Dialpad as an example. They offer an artificial intelligence product as part of their full-featured cloud-based phone system. They can provide you generative AI call recaps. They can share sentiment in calls from the person you're on the call with. That helps you provide coaching and feedback to your employees. So it's not just about having a phone system anymore or a video conferencing system. It's about getting real-time feedback during that call and having that information available to after the call, like a call summary, that really can benefit your small business. We talked about earlier for messaging, Slack. Slack is a great tool for real-time messaging, file sharing, collaboration, and they have a lot of different options built into that product, including creating channels or shared groups of collaborating groups. So smaller groups within the corporation that may be focused on a project that they want to collaborate on versus a full group. So you can really designate who you want in certain channels, certain groups, and you can have your own private messaging groups within Slack, which is a really great way to go. So those are just a few applications that work great for small businesses. Again, it is super important for you to lean in on a technology partner as you start this journey and help you leverage the new technology and applications that are out there to best fit your business needs.
Yeah, the options out there, that's amazing. It's really good stuff. Vinod, anything you want to add?
Yeah, sure. When they're considering tools and technologies, use case is of paramount importance. They need to understand, what are they trying to accomplish, and not just the what, but how it happens as well. Because in some of these communications that happens between a business and its employees and a business and its customers, the use cases can be slightly different. So there are tools that are probably, if you take Microsoft Teams as an example, you would need to have teams on both ends to be able to communicate, for example, right? And that may be okay for employee-to-employee communications in many cases. But there may be cases where, as I mentioned before, employees need flexibility. They probably use other tools. More importantly, the customers and suppliers and partners for these small businesses may be using other tools. So when they make a selection, it may be important to understand if the tool that they're selecting can deliver messages to a customer who's using a different tool. So in the best way to probably sometimes deliver the message could be SMS because it's reliable to the end customer. So these are some considerations that small businesses have to make when they go about selecting making these selections for their organization.
Fantastic. So, Vinod, let me ask you, how can AI powered by 5G help operational efficiencies?
Excellent question, and question of the day and question of the current times, I would say. Today, AI is on the news every day, as we all know. But most of the focus has been on conversational AI, things like Chat GPT, which we hear every hour of the day, I would think. AI as a technology is much bigger than that, and it can be used in various other areas in the organization other than just conversations. In digital economy, powered by AI and 5G, I would say that the small businesses should be able to leverage efficiencies provided by AI and 5G, which actually brings them almost on par with the capabilities that are available to larger enterprises. Um, so, we know 5G provides enhanced connectivity through faster and more reliable, connectivity speeds and user experience that Craig just covered. Those are, basic facets and underlying infrastructure, I would say, capabilities that are essential for AI-powered systems to be able to operate effectively. So, without, I would say, fast, reliable, secure connectivity that's pervasive, uh, it is very difficult to realize the full benefit of AI. So 5G is, like, I would say, a foundational piece that's needed for AI to thrive. Secondly, I would say, going back to conversational AI, it does definitely enhance productivity. Modern AI-based tools can impact the productivity of employees through some of the benefits that Craig covered earlier, such as, employees can be on a one-to-one call or on a group video call like conference. But at the end of the day, one or two people need to actually take meeting notes and make sure action items are captured, and then they are then manually input into some email application and distributed to the various stakeholders to drive the business, I would say, tasks that come forward after that. But all of this can be automated by AI today, and therefore it removes significant burden from the employee, and makes those conversations probably much more productive as well. Not only does it just capture and summarize, these tools are also integrated into other business applications, including the likes of CRM, customer relationship management tools, etc., as well, so that the business can be more streamlined in terms of their day-to-day operations. In addition to that, real-time data analysis is a key capability that businesses have been seeking for a very long time. And it used to be pretty expensive to be able to acquire these tools and utilize these tools. Well, AI has actually come in and kind of like democratize, is trying to democratize, I have to say, it's not already done, democratize that particular area by making data analytics tools more accessible to small businesses. And by getting these data analytics through AI, I would imagine the businesses, small businesses, can now anticipate trends and adjust to any changes in market economics, so that they remain profitable and can drive their business outcomes more effectively. Um, AI, has been there for a long time. It's been labeled as different names, including automation to a certain extent. One of the key benefits of AI is that it enables organizations to automate repetitive tasks and remove, I would say, some manual inefficiencies that are there in the workflows. Now, it doesn't necessarily replace the need for employees. I would say that AI essentially augments an employee's productivity and improves their operational efficiency. So that's one more way that AI can be leveraged by the business. And one of the key, every business, essentially, uh, their outcomes hinge on what their customers' perceived value is and their satisfaction is. Through AI now, they can analyze customer data in a much more effective and better way, and tailor their products and services to their individual preferences for customers. and also present next best actions to these customers so that they are attracted to these offers from these businesses and stay loyal to these offers as well from these businesses. So again, customer satisfaction can be improved, and customer communication can be improved through the use of AI. And finally, I would say that overall, AI capabilities enable a small business to get faster insights and make very concrete, decisive actions and decisions to make sure that the business remains profitable, and then they are actually improving their outcomes over time.
Yeah, AI is amazing. And I guarantee everyone watching this, we're real. The three of us, we're not AI. Craig, you want to add anything here?
Yeah, I think the new term of AI probably throws some people off. It's really about intelligence, right? And so when you combine intelligent applications with 5G, now a small business really has the ability to remotely monitor and get insights from their equipment, from their processes, from their assets in real time. And so think of AI, just dumb it down. It's intelligent application, intelligent tools. And when you leverage the 5G network and that speed that you can get data in, now you're talking about, as Vinod shared, leading to improved efficiency and reduced downtime thanks to that intelligence that's in place.
Thank you both for all that great information. But before we conclude today, I'd like to ask Vinod to give us some final thoughts on the subject of collaboration and productivity in today's connected workplace.
Thanks, Joe. In summary, I would say that there is no better time in history for small businesses to be successful. Mobile and cloud-based applications driving today's digital economy present small businesses with communication, collaboration, and productivity tools to streamline their business, as well as increase profitability and drive tangible business outcomes in a very cost-efficient manner. So I think there is no better time for a small business to establish themselves and be successful than today.
Fantastic. Well, thank you both again for sharing those insights on what it takes to build a connected workplace. It's a tall order for small to medium businesses, right? And requires a strategic approach that requires powerful technology adoption, open communication, goal alignment, community building, and employee development. So I hope this discussion has helped you to see how implementing these strategies, businesses can actually create a collaborative and productive work environment where employees can thrive regardless of their location. So right now, stay with us. We are about to transition to our live Q&A with one of our experts on this subject. For me, Craig and Vinod, thank you so much for your time here today, and enjoy the live Q&A.
All right. Hello, everybody. I hope you enjoyed that presentation. And now we're going to move into live Q&A. So our first question that we have for Craig here is, what are the keys for successful collaboration?
Great question. So I think that really is the focus of the presentation today, is how do we get everybody in our organization to be able to utilize the tools that we deploy for successful collaboration. So at the end of the day, the tool is only successful if the entire organization adopts it, starts to use it in their day-to-day business communication. So first and foremost, it's getting the employees invested in the collaboration tools that you deploy for your small business. So think about how you would invest in some employee training. get people to utilize, get people to promote, get people to start utilizing those tools that you use, whether it's individually or in a team environment or in a larger organization. Maybe it's organization wide. So depending on the type of tool that you deploy, make sure your end users are very comfortable with how that tool operates, how to use it, how we're going to use that in an organization daily. Make sure it has mobile capabilities. So you want to have an access no matter where you're working from, whether it's in the office or remote work from home or when you're on the go. So the mobility aspect is so important in today's world where we're all on the go, so that you can have mobile access to those collaboration tools and be able to utilize them and really utilize them wherever you are.
All right. And then another good question here is, when collaborating with businesses, should you be concerned with who you're working with or focus on the fact that you're networking? So I guess the question is there a balance there between networking and who you're working with?
Yeah, I know personally that all the collaboration tools that I utilize on a daily basis are primarily internal tools, internal organizations, partners that I work with, team members. But absolutely, when you have a need for subject matter expertise outside of your organization, most collaboration tools will allow you to invite and add other individuals that are outside of your business. So we call that federation. If you're in a collaboration tool that other businesses utilize, you can actually invite them to join your tool. Maybe it's in a chat session or maybe it's in a channel, whatever that tool offers. And so you can invite external guests that you work with, and you can have collaboration with those external guests. Of course, you want to make sure that whoever you're inviting to your channels or to your chats, um, know that that's basically someone that you're adding to your tool so that you can gain access to their knowledge. At the same time, you want to make sure that you're not sharing, sensitive corporate information across that tool to individuals outside your business. So I would say, as a best practice, the primary use of the collaboration tools that we utilize every day are really for internal use. But if you don't have that subject matter expertise internal, feel free to invite external resources. Just make sure they're aware this is a tool that you utilize within your own organization. Kind of set some boundaries and some rules for them as well.
All right. And then another good question here is, what is a good way to learn about cloud-based technology?
Well, so there's so many good places to learn about cloud-based technologies. I would say start with your technology partners, those consultants that you utilize, whether it's an IT consultant or whether it's a telecom provider that you work with on a daily basis. Whoever is deploying kind of the assets that you use on a daily basis, whether those are PCs or laptops or mobile devices, maybe smartphones, tablets, start with those resources, because they're not just there to help you utilize the technology. They're there to help you understand the cloud-based platforms that are out there. And I can speak personally from this. Every application that I use on a daily basis is based in the cloud. I don't have to worry about my individual asset, my hard drive crashing anymore. I don't have to worry about sharing documents or sharing with others in my organization. We do it all together collaboratively in a cloud-based environment, right? So whether it's a CRM where sales has access to a sales database where they can update meetings they have, that's obviously in the cloud. We have our documents that we share and produce in the cloud so that we can all work together on those simultaneously. And there's really so many benefits to the cloud-based applications. I would say the only applications that people are not putting in the cloud today are ones that they prefer to have on their own premise and not have it accessible to anyone in a cloud-based environment. But primarily, I think cloud-based applications are really the standard now versus applications that reside on your own computers or your own servers.
All right. And then a great question that we have is there a downside to having constant instant access to one another? How do we create a healthy balance where we don't feel entitled to each other's time and attention 24/7?
That is a great question. So anytime you get connected into a collaboration tool and you provide access to others in your organization, once you respond in those tools, people are going to say, "Hey, this is an easier way to get a hold of this person," right? It's easier than making a phone call. It's easier than sending an email. often I can send an instant message to someone and get a quick response. But at the end of the day, you can't just be a dispatcher sitting at your computer answering, instant messages or questions that come through collaboration tools. So it's super important that you're able to set your status. If you're going to take a personal day off, for example, make sure that's clear in the collaboration tool that you are away or you're out of office. Set that same out of office message that you would in an email, for example. If someone's taking a day off or a week off, make sure that's clear in the collaboration tools that you utilize. Hey, I'm away. I'm out of the country. I'm out of the office. Here's my backup. So just like you would put in an out of office message in your standard email application, be sure to put that same type of information into your collaboration tool so that people know, hey, I'm not available right now. Right now I'm on do not disturb, right? I'm not able to answer your question at this time, but here's another way to reach me, or maybe here's a backup that I have in place for today.
All right, and then another good question here is, what are some cloud-based applications available?
Well, lots of cloud-based applications, absolutely. And I know we touched on several of those in the session today. There are suites that you may want to consider. So based on your specific needs, if you have multiple needs across your organization, you may want to look at some of the platforms that have been developed from say Google or from Microsoft. And these are nice because they're bundles of applications that all reside in the cloud, and you can utilize them across your organization for different business needs. So whether that's document sharing or just like what we're doing right now, a video conference call is another great tool that you may want to use and invest in. An instant message tool, a chat tool. Many of the applications that come in suites are bundled in, so you can basically have one single platform for all of your collaboration needs. If you have something that's specific to your industry, maybe you have something that you need from a regulatory perspective, then go ahead and look at the partners that provide those tools that have something specific to your industry and meet a specific need. Maybe you have to record your calls for compliance. Maybe you have to record your text messages. So you'd want a collaboration tool that has that capability to record those calls and messages and be able to archive those as well. So it really depends on what the needs are for your specific organization. I think that goes back to the earlier questions of, how do I know what's right for my business? Bring in those experts, bring in those consultants that do this every day, and they can help you choose the right platform or the right application for your specific needs.
All right, and then another good question is, how do you suggest collaborating with your clients or other businesses if everybody's using different platforms to communicate, whether that's on video or not, even planning ahead of time? There seems to be an issue.
Yeah, so that's a great question because there are lots of different platforms out there. Most of them do allow guests to come in. So even if I'm hosting an application on Zoom, for example, I may be inviting people that don't have the Zoom application. That is a simple application to join online or download if the customer or the person you're meeting with has access to that application. But really, the reality is no one's going to use the same tool all day, every day. You're going to be collaborating with different tools, whether it's Google Meet, whether it's Cisco WebEx, whether it's Zoom, Dialpad, a number of other meeting and collaboration tools. And really, those collaboration tools have to be able to easily utilize and welcome guests. If it's an important meeting, you want to make sure that you have kind of a prep session. If you're working with other businesses to present to a customer, make sure that you're doing a pre-call and get everybody to check their equipment, make sure the equipment's working, make sure that they check their quality for voice and video, and maybe join a couple days in advance to test out that platform, make sure it works for everybody so you can collaborate and have your best meeting.
Yeah, and we touched on this a second ago, but I think this is more on the worker side. Given that the on-the-go, always-on, connect from anywhere at any time world is now here, how can businesses set and enforce boundaries so that workers do not feel burnt out?
No, that's true. I don't know that there's really a true 8 to 5 type world anymore for workers that are on the go in different time zones, working from the office, working from home, working in the airport, working in the air. I mean, the reality is, no matter where you go today, it feels like you're connected, right? Unless you choose to turn your device off or use airplane mode if you're on a flight. So the reality is to set some boundaries, set some rules for your specific workforce. Make sure they understand, hey, I expect you to do your job during these hours, and then after hours, maybe we have another team that's on standby for urgent escalations, things of that nature. So it does go back to setting some rules, setting some expectations with the individual employees, and allowing them to change their status in the actual collaboration tool. So again, if I'm going to be at office for a day, I want to be able to set my status of that office and give users that might be trying to message me an alternative option. Maybe it's a backup or another resource where they can get information.
And then another good question that we have here is, how does a business, when communicating either to clients or business to business, what's the best way to control how you receive data? Some people use other applications to save data and transfer data, and then they have their clients in other businesses using other data saving and applications. So how does one go about collaborating with other people that all have these different places to save and collect data?
Yeah, I think that's a good question. And the reality is, not everybody's going to adopt the same technologies, same applications, same format. So whatever you do choose needs to be adaptable. It needs to be able to interact and work with other businesses' applications. Kind of talked about on the collaboration front, if you're doing a meeting, to be able to make sure that you can welcome guests, and that's an easy experience for those guests. Similarly, if you have, maybe you have clients that are using Google Workspace and some that are using Microsoft 365 applications. At the end of the day, no matter what type of information you receive, whatever you utilize needs to be able to open those types of documents and that information. So at the end of the day, it's all about interoperability and making sure that the applications that you're using have the ability to interoperate with your business customers or your partners you're working with.
And this might be possibly off topic, but what role does AI slash ML have in small business collaboration?
Well, there's a lot of ways that AI is helping small business today. One of those is being able to get sentiment from your customers that are calling in. Maybe they're messaging you, maybe they're calling in. The AI that's built into collaboration tools now can give you that sentiment. Maybe as a manager, let's say you're running a team and you want to be able to see what the calls interactions looks like, and you can't be on every single one of those calls, but you want to have an AI tool tell you what's the good sentiment that you're getting from customers, what is the bad sentiment, and you can start to find some themes in those calls and say, you know what, we're getting a lot of customers calling in that are praising us for this, and then we have customers that are calling in that are not happy with another area of the business, and I need to go look at that and see how we can improve that area. So at the end of the day, AI is going to be another tool for us to be able to get things like call recaps, email recaps, when we are not directly in those calls or we're not necessarily a key player in that conversation. We can now get a summary of what occurred in that meeting, or a summary that what happened in that call, and so that we don't have to phone a friend and have to get a detailed transcript of what happened. We can actually get that through AI. That can be delivered to us automatically.
All right. Well, that is all the time we have for questions today. I want to give a thanks to Craig for presenting today's webinar and answering our attendees' questions. Thank you so much, Craig.
You got it. Everybody have a great day.
Yeah. And so with that, we'll go ahead and end today's webinar. Please head back to the webinar hall to see our next National Small Business Week webinar. Thank you, everybody. Have a good day.